Starting out with skincare, I have already washed my face. Now I'm going to use a mattifying toner by Lancome, the Tonique Pure Focus. And I'm going to use this on a small round. This will help the makeup go a lot better as well. I'm going on with the Lancome Advanced Genifique, I think, which is a youth activating concentrate. This will also help the skin be a little bit more youthful and plump. And then my moisturizer, I use the Epionce Renewal Lite Facial Lotion. And I use this because I have pretty oily skin. So kind of helps the oils down, keep the oils down. Then moving on to eye moisturizer, I also use something by Epionce called Renewal Eye Cream, and I'm just gonna dab it under the eye. And then moving on to the makeup, I'm gonna use this L'Oreal True Match Lumi lotion, kind of as a primer. And then moving on to foundation, I am mixing the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless with 3 drops of the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glow Amour, and this will give my skin a little bit of more glow. Since I've been sick, I need all the help I can get at allowing my face to look a little bit more luminous. I'm going to blend it in with my makeup sponge by Real Techniques, and I am just this sponge is also damp, and I'm just pouncing it all over my face just to kind of get the product well blended onto the skin, covering the eyes and then the neck area as well. You don't want to go out with a really harsh line between your neck and your face. Make sure you get it into the hairline as well. Then moving on to concealer, of course I'm going to use my favorite Tarte Shade Tape in medium light, and I'm going to put it underneath my eyes and the high areas where the light hits my face. And I'm going to start working it in with my fingers just to kind of warm up the product again. And I will be also using my beauty sponge here in a second. So the beauty sponge will also take some of the excess product from the skin, just so it looks a little bit better blended and not so heavy. If you by chance went a little too heavy on the product, just make sure you dab it in and then just kind of pounce it with the beauty blender again. Then going on to setting my concealer, I'm going with the Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm going underneath in the areas where I place my Shape Tape concealer. And I did not record the rest of my face which product I'm using, but I'm using the e.l.f. Loose Powder, and I am picking it up also with the damp beauty sponge. And I'm just going all over where the foundation is just to lock it in. This will also help the foundation wear longer throughout the day. Then with a large powder brush by Real Techniques, I'm just kind of going over everything again and around my neck as well. Now going on to eyebrows. I'm going to do these off camera. And I'm going to warm up the face. I'm not necessarily contouring this time, but I'm just using this all over face bronzer by Physicians Formula. and it's a medium to dark, and it's called the Bronze Booster. And I am just grabbing it with a large fluffy brush, and I'm just going all over the face a few times, just so again it shows nice and warm. Then going on with Feisty by Tarte. This is my favorite blush at the moment, and I am picking it up with a blush brush, and I'm starting at the apples of my cheeks and working it all the way up. Now I'm going to move on to eyes. I'll be using this cream eyeshadow by Revlon Color Stay, and this is in the shade 710. There's no name to it, but I'm just working it with my finger, and then later on with the little applicator that comes in the product, and this will kind of give me a soft shade on the eyelid, and it's a little bit shiny, so it turns out very nicely, especially for the daytime. Then I'm going over with the little brush that comes with it, and then finishing it up with my ring finger again. Then I'm going to move on to the NYX Ultimate Multi-Finish Shadow Palette, and I grab a kind of like a medium brown in the palette, and I am just working this into the crease just to kind of create a little bit more dimension in the eye. And I'm using a brush by Sonia Kashuk, which is number 20. And then I grab a flat brush, and I am also working that same shade on my lower lash line. Then going with a different flat brush, going back to the same palette, I grab the bone color on the palette and just going over the brow bone to kind of highlight that. And I'm going back with a taper brush and just kind of define a little bit more the crease with that medium brown I used earlier. Then moving on to eyeliner, I'm using the same pencil I've been using for a few days now by Beauty for Real, and this is just a regular dark just a pretty intense black matte pencil. Then I'm going on with a smudge brush and just kind of softening up the line, kind of creating a little mini wing, nothing drastic, just kind of diffusing the product outwards. Then I'm going with my NYX Wonder pencil, and I am placing that on the waterline of my eye to kind of open up the eye a little bit more, just so I look a little bit more awake and not as sick as I've been. And every little bit helps. Then I'm moving on to mascara. I'm gonna be using the 5-in-1 volumizing mascara by It Cosmetics called Hello Lashes. And I'm just applying a couple of coats. Again, this is a daytime look, so we don't want to go dramatic on anything. If you want to, you can apply falsies, but again, for everyday, I don't use falsies. And moving on to lips, we're going to line our lips with this Milani Cosmetics in color 09. Kind of like a neutral nude pinky shade. Then moving on to Too Faced Melted Liquefied Lawnwear Lipstick. I love this pink, and again, it's really pretty for a daytime look. Then I'm going to finish it off with Lancome Juicy Tubes. I got this It's called Magic Spell. I got it from one of my clients. She brought me a whole Lancome kit. That was very nice of her. And again, this is the final look. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so, and give me a thumbs up if you felt this useful. Thank you much.